Welcome again to Talk the Talk episode. Manze, thank you so much guys, and today we are really working on a wonderful topic. And before I continue, kama kawaida, I'm joined in by guests. Now today we are seeing a new face of a gentleman. But you all know Trisha, so I'll let her introduce herself. Yeah.
Hello, Trisha. Nice to be here again. You must have seen me in the previous shows talking about red flags and things to know that a girl is into you. So, yeah.
Hello, hey everyone. My name is Samson Levis. We're here with Melody to talk about the topic peer pressure, and it's really wonderful that you're here. This is a nice talk show, and please support the group, follow us. We know that we're headed for the great.
Yes. Kama wewe ni mgeni hapa, please subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, you're new to the family. Na kama wewe ni mtu wa nyumbani, feel at home, because today we are handling a topic, peer pressure. Yes, we are all in Laikipia University. As you can see, our university is so beautiful. So today we've just decided to shoot this episode under this amazing flower over here. So guys, we are talking about peer pressure. Peer pressure, yani peer pressure ile yenye mnajua. You must have heard about peer pressure ya but now we are talking about peer pressure, especially in Laikipia University, in a university setup. So these guys, maybe kama hujui peer pressure ni nini. Peer pressure ni ile indirect ama direct influence on peers ama members of a certain social group. So in campus, you come from your place, your village, unafika hapa, and there's a certain way somebody influence you, ama influence you to do a certain behavior, you to adopt a certain characteristic that wasn't you before. That is basically what we are talking about, and I'd like Trisha to tell us what peer pressure and what definition of peer pressure and her experience with peer pressure.
Okay, so for me, I'd say peer pressure is when people or the people around you make you do something that you are not intending to do. For example, let's say you don't drink, but now the people around you tell you like you need to drink, you know, because they have this influence on you, so you end up drinking. But then there's also the good peer pressure when the people around you are forcing you to do the good stuff. Let's say as campus students, let's use that example, when your fellow friend tells you let's go read. That is positive peer pressure, because you're being told to do something that will benefit you. But then there's also the negative one that will it will end up either demoralizing you or harming you. Yeah.
You, Levis, tell me your definition of peer pressure.
Thank you so much. To me, peer pressure, it's just the way it is, like peers. It comes from your peers. But then I'm not going to put it as those around you. I'm going to put it as the societal influence on you.
Okay.
Because you see, sometimes we tend to put it as though those around us only, but then even our phones, including social media and everything else, can make us do things that we were not used to doing them. So generally, under peer pressure, you find yourself following a route that you've never imagined yourself going through it. Let me give an example. For instance, drugs. Most of the people who take alcohol, for instance, they were not like interested in alcohol, like they want to find the flavor in alcohol.
Oh yeah.
They saw friends
Onja kidogo,
and the way they praise it so much, they are like, hey, jana ulilewa kama mimi, jana nilikuwa tu juu yani. And so they get the influence. You're like, oh, so you want to come and join the group, so you need to take alcohol and be like us.
Oh,
so
wow.
That is the
so without you doing a certain behavior, you're not going to be part of our crew.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's the peer pressure in campus. So, to shall define. Now let them tell me their experiences with peer pressure, what they found themselves doing. So either positive, now that you've known the definitions, we have negative peer pressure and positive peer pressure. Negative peer pressure are those activities that brings about the negative results, like bullying, drinking alcohol, negative body self-talk, and all that is negative peer pressure. Whereas we have positive peer pressure, whereby maybe you are not a bookwormer or something, but you came to campus associated with yourself with people who read, and you turned out to be a superb reader. So I'm going to start with their experience on the negative. We are all sharing. So kama kuna ka story una relate nayo pale nipe kwa comment nione. Trisha, negative peer pressure.
Negative peer pressure. Okay. I try as much as I can not to fall for it.
Negative, but it comes.
It happens. So my negative peer pressure, the one that I remember was taking alcohol.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so there was this time I was with a friend of mine, and we decided, you know what, let's go for a drink. You know, so we decided, let's not go outside, let's sit at her place. Okay, because we had this fear of when we go outside, you know, there's those dangers of outside and all of that.
You can be raped.
Yeah, all of those things. So we had that fear, so we decided let's just have a drink inside.
Okay.
Now we had our drink and we got tipsy to nearly drunk, and we felt like it wasn't enough.
Oh.
So next
peer
thing
pressure.
Peer pressure. Next thing I know, I'm being talked into going outside, you know, to continue drinking out there. Worst mistake of my life, because that's when I realized pombe sio supu. It's just
some big thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, wow. So that's a negative peer pressure, alcohol sana and drug use in campus. So mine, hey, najua mnangoja kusikia hii. So my negative peer pressure was the peer pressure.
I'm really waiting for yours, like which one?
Ziko mingi, so I'm trying to find the honorable one. Guy, I think mine was also something to do with people who I used to also. I mean, there's this group of mine at home, a group of friends who started doing other things like drugs and all that. And when I went back home and they were like, but then Georgia tried this new thing, this new drink in town, wine. You know this stereotype that wine is not an alcohol.
It's just a drink.
It is just a drink. Sasa, there was this party, there was this meeting where friends were gathering and wine was brought. And then there was this person, I keep your pressure. You guys. And then sasa, kuna this guy that I liked. That I wanted to show.
Nah, that's
I got this thing. Me, kitu is not a big deal. So I've never tasted alcohol in my life. And then these people are like, it's just one in a lifetime. You know, it's just a one-time thing. And I was so young back then, hata sija join campus. The peer pressure after Form 4 is real. So then I took a sip and I was like, yuck. Kwanza, it's not pitiaring here. It is like, oh God, what is this that I've tasted? And I remember going home, you know, it's something you've never done before. I remember going home, taking a lot of water, ensuring that Mama won't feel the taste, Mama won't notice. I was so cautious. When my mom is talking to me, I'm like, namhepa, you know, I don't want to. And it was just a sip like this. And my friend, even if you like somebody that much, don't ever try to impress. And I think that most people also fall into peer pressure because we want to show people that we got this. That mini morio, mimi, easy vitu, I'm used to these things. When in the real sense, you are not used to anything. Ukunywe hapo ukufe, then what? You know? So like for anything, keep your standards. Like right now I've grown to a level whereby if you are drinking, you drink. Let me have my cappuccino. Let me have my coffee in peace. If you are drinking, just drink. And I think it's a level of growth. It is something that people really work on while they're still younger. Because I'm very sure to talk somebody out of alcohol, especially in campus, is so hard. I know I'm a chairperson of an anti-drugs club, but I'm telling you out of experience, talking somebody out of drug abuse and alcoholism, it takes time for somebody to realize, why are you telling me to leave alcoholism? Yet it is the only place najibamba, you know? Yeah. So that was mine. Na nisifuatwe inbox. Yes, Levis.
Okay, back to peer pressure. The negative peer pressure that we've had before.
You've had.
No, this one is real.
We are listening.
I don't know if you people have elder brothers when umefikisha miaka fulani na you expect at this time inafaa kuwa umeoa. And then at that age bado hawajaoa, and then everybody in the society is like, yo bro rada, like shida yako ni nini? Now sasa mimi the real one that I've had here in campus, most of my friends are dating. Most of my friends are dating.
And you're like, what's wrong with me?
Yes, it becomes difficult to interact with them, but you meet up with friends,
they have their girlfriends.
Their girlfriends.
Better house.
And even those friends of mine who are girls, let me not call them girlfriends, those friends of mine who are girls are having their boyfriends. So unapata you're walking in a group and everybody's like tukiwa wawili and then you're there like the bodyguard, considering the fact that
najua unatoa point hapo inalengwa kwanza.
Unalengwa ile kutatuambia so basically kila mtu and you attend some of these bashes, for instance unaenda kama freshers night ama semrush, unapata kila mtu like demu wake ile wanachinistuko
peer pressure.
And then there's Levis. I'm looking like, God, what did I do wrong? Si unibariki tu hata na wako act ka wangu.
But have you watched sign she's into you? You know, maybe kuna ka sign.
Having friends who are dating, especially for a gentleman and being single, it's very difficult. And I'm not gonna put it as though I like the girls that have refused to date. No, it's just me. It's a personal decision. Like
you want to stay single?
Yes, personally, I feel like I find refuge in being single.
Wow.
Now you see the bigger thing.
There's a first
the bigger thing about it is most of the people wanaona like dating is such a big thing that you need to go for.
Yeah.
But then you see, I look at my schedules, I look at myself, my schedules and everything.
Schedules.
And then okay, don't get me wrong. I'm too busy for dating. No, it's not that way. Ni vile tu you see, like, you know who you are and what you're looking for. And if there's any external force that will make you not to hit that target in an attacker, better off you hit the target and then you go for the others. That is why me kwangu, even if today I accomplished my targets, like this minute, I had whatever I'm looking for, I don't mind. Naingia hapa kwa barabara kidogo jioni mtaniona na msupa ameweza.
We thank God.
As much as there are these obstacles, let me call them obstacles, as much as they are my targets, there are obstacles in this line of preventing me from dating.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it has become such a big thing up to this point of knowing how to interact with my friends. I know when to interact with them, how to mix up with them. Ukipatana nao kwa barabara, you look at the kind of setup they are in and unajua, do you fit in it? For instance, ukawapata kama, let me say, for instance, the gym. Uko even nobody is coming with their girlfriends, na wakakuja, all of them are coming to train. So literally we can talk and interact freely. But I cannot wait for you seated there at UBC with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, and then I come in ati, can we talk? No, mi kwangu nita float. So that is the kind of pressure. I'm not gonna talk about alcohol. Alcohol yo kwangu mi, I have put such a, what do we call it? A barrier. Like I don't, we kwako ukitaka kunywa, ukitaka kunywa, hata ukitaka kunywa mbele yangu kwa room yangu, kuja hata kwa room ukitaka kama umelewa. But then mi kwangu alcohol, I've never found it to be such a pushing thing yenye inanisukuma to go drinking. I might as well admit nimeonja pombe, but then hiyo haikuwa ya kutaka.
Haikuwa out of peer pressure?
Haikuwa out of peer pressure.
Ilikuwa wewe sasa kudecide?
No, not really. Ilikuwa who dem nimezoeana na, you see, like for instance Trisha. Yeah, ni dem nimezoeana na, she's from home. So nimezoeana na yeye and there I spot her with a soda, Fanta. Yeah. So mimi niko like, hiyo ni Fanta, and you know kama tumezoeana ile tu kuzoeana na kunyang'anya, and then all of a sudden niko like,
kumbe ni surprise.
Nothing like Fanta.
Oh wow.
Like niliongeza
kakitu
like guy, kama kitu na taste hivi na iko na Fanta ndani, je Fanta hiyo?
Yeah, sure.
So alcohol has never been a pushing thing for me. Yes.
Wow, we've talked about negative peer pressure, and what is standing out is drugs and of course relationships. Yani watu wana date, wewe umebaki single. Acha nisijiongelele. Mimi yangu itabaki testimony. Najua watu wa kamera huko wananiangalia. Guys, yeah, so like usikuwe in a peer pressure to get into a relationship. My friend, me ingia hapa in first year and I'm in fourth year right now, and the relationships that I thought would lead to marriage, saa hizi We are just talking about of huyo dem alinitenda. So it happens. Hapa hivi ukiwa lucky sana upate mtu anakupenda mtoke, well and good. Utavunjwa. Campus is no man's island. It's not your home. You come here, somebody had to break you from Ukambani. You are crying to who? So it's just like that. Yeah, and nani life, and you have to go through counseling. By the way, if you've ever gotten a heartbreak and you've never really got closure about it, you really need to seek counseling. We have a peer counseling docket. You really need to seek help. These are peer counselors. Usivunje huko ujifanye Taliban and it's affecting your mental health. Yeah, and your psychological being. So look for help. So the part that I love the most, positive peer pressure. So Trisha, tell us your positive peer pressure in this campus.
Positive. Okay, that one I've had a lot. Mainly from you.
Oh God.
You're most of the positive peer pressure I've gotten from is you. In terms of joining clubs, going for extracurricular activities, pushing myself to do things better. So thank you for all of that, by the way.
I shall be blessed.
You'll be blessed. So yeah, I've joined a number of clubs, and because of that I've been able to get a number of connections. And with those connections, I believe that once I finish with campus, I'll be able to make it out there, or it will be easier for me to go out there. And it started from first year, so by the time I'm done with fourth year and I'll continue following her footsteps, maybe by that time I would have gone further, you know. So yeah, that's the positive peer pressure I've gotten.
Yeah, for me the positive peer pressure I've gotten ni kujiassociate na the right peer group, like peer group that is so oriented, a peer group that iko so focused. Because when I was a first year, I got a friend anaitwa Joseph Kwendo, by the way. Whenever he would go to second year, he leaves me his past papers. He go to third year, he leaves me his past papers, because we were studying the same course. So I thank God for you, and also the people that I got from church, the ones who are like, you need to join praise and worship. And by the way, I'm a minister by the grace of God, and I think that associating yourself with a better crew, a better group of people will better you more. Like you learn to identify things that you are good at, you know. If it is in terms of debate, I've learned to associate myself with other friends who are so good in debate. Like associate yourself with people who are really gonna help you. That has been my positive peer pressure. I see you guys full of energy. I'm like, I wanna be part of you guys. Yeah, Levis.
Thank you once again. Back to the positive peer pressure. To me, the positive peer pressure yenye imenishika so much hapa shuleni, it's the kind of a thing yenye unaona those people you value so much hapa campus, all of them are being in service to God. And then mimi nani on the other side niko, let me not put it as not in service to God, let me put it this way, how wako in the church serving God. And then Levis is now out there like you're not in church serving God, you see. And it's one of the things that pushes me so much, Nico, like your friends are doing this, mbono usifanye, unaona? Sure. Like you have the potential, you can really motivate people, you can perhaps even sing, you can even share the word with people. Why shouldn't you join the church? That is a thing yenye nanishikanga almost so much especially when I'm interacting with Trisha. Let me tell you, she's so devoted into the church. Ni vile huwa unotice. Unaona? She's devoted into the church, and she's one close ally mwenye anakuanga na yeye. So huwa ananisukuma so much. But then unajua mi kwangu, there is this perception that I have about myself.
All right.
Yes, and this perception is there is this way I can come, considering the fact that I'm a peer counselor. There is this way that I can come to you, and you wouldn't look at me at this guy is so religious, that's why he's talking to me.
Okay.
This guy is maybe from a rich background, that's why I'm trying to close all the loopholes zenye zitafanya msee apate a reason as to why he wouldn't listen to me.
Wow.
So mi kwangu, I feel like I can talk to you like it's the same Bible. We can talk even if we're outside church. It's ministry outside church. We can talk about God even when you're not in a church.
Sure,
we can even sing. Tukiamua tuwafungua hapa injili saizi, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then I have always wanted to interact with people at a diversical angle.
All right.
That is, I can even interact with a Muslim. I can even interact with a Hindu. Na sisi wote, at the end of the day, as much as we have all of these religions, it doesn't take us from the fact that we are human.
All right.
And as much as mimi ni Mkristo, I may be going through the same challenges a male Hindu is going through.
Okay.
You see?
All right.
So that is why I want the Hindu guy to interact with me na sikue like huyu jamaa ananipatia stories za Yesu.
Wow.
You see?
Okay.
I'm just like, there is me and there is you.
Right.
And for you to go through this, you need to do this and this and this. Boy child wakoleana, by the way. Boy child wakoleana. But then one thing nilinotice hapa campus, watu wengi wanajaribu kutoroka the fact that watakuja pale mbele kumwabudu Mungu. Unaona? They want to fit in the group, the gang, ile ya kulewa na kusmoke. I'm not saying they're wrong. Let people do that if they find refuge in it. But then they want to do these things. And if there's only one way you can fit into that group and tell them, manze, ukikunywa pombe sana, you won't save your money. The only way you can tell them is by being in a, let me call it, a homogeneous nature with them, like you're fitting with them. No. So the way unaweza waambia like, don't do this because you're gonna get the consequence, at least hapo mse anakusikiliza zaidi. So mi kwangu, I want to interact with everybody, and at the end of the day, kila mtu, regardless of who you are, whether a prostitute, whether a doctor, whether a student, at the end of the day, nataka uende home ukiwa like, enyewe, I had a talk with Levis and he truly touched me.
Wow. Guys, you've heard both the positive and the negative peer pressure, and as you've heard from our stories, negative peer pressure has very negative results, and positive peer pressure, we can't just stop talking about the good things we've received from positive peer pressure. So tell us what you think and your peer pressure moments that you've had before on the comment section, and if this video really you liked it so much, share it with your neighbor na tupate subscribers. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. This has been Talk the Talk with Melody, and I invited talkers, people who talk. Till next time, bye guys.